Hello there and welcome back to the channel. And guess what? A new unit just dropped on us. Today it's time for another banner review, and this one let's talk about Abyssal Yuzuki. Oh my gosh, look at this costume, it's ridiculous. So everything is super duper top tier here, and I do want it, but I think I'm gonna hold off after those 30 YOLOs there. And the kit is mostly light support. I would expect that to be Hina, but here we have it for Yuzuki. I thought they would stick with the theme of Hina being light and Yuzuki being dark. Maybe not always. Obviously, we had abstract Yuzuki as water, but still. Having him light is just really confusing, but it is what it is. Let's look at the kit. So as a support unit, having top tier attack, this is pretty insane. HP is very high for this type of role, but kind of par for the course these days. Defense is pretty high, and we're kind of seeing this really beautiful balance a lot these days. Okay, the character skill, a 5-hit, very nice. It's gonna help you get to knockdown faster. But look at this, a 60-second defense break. That's insane. Of course, I've talked about this before, how easy that makes your life for prolonging defense break stacks and subjugation. To get that stack all the way up to 10 is going to make things so much easier. But there's also a light crush for 60 seconds, and usually you don't see that for so long, you know? Let's change the tune here. Okay, cool. So let's get back to this. Nice. Okay. Now we have a whole new kit for an Abyssal. Well, like this is the first Abyssal we've seen with like a Valiance. Wait, what do they call it? Ruinous Devotion. All allies attack 35, which is the highest number we've seen yet. Agility down is the typical for the new line of Abyssals, so there's some commonality here. But this is new, having a swiftness passive on an Abyssal. And 8% I think is new. I think there were 5 in the past, correct me if I'm wrong. So that's insane. Everything is new and upgraded here. But then look at this. Lucid Pursuit is gonna make him hit like a truck. Maybe you could even get away with using him as your DPS in Subjugation. And which, you know, will be nice when we look at his weapon. You can see why that might be good. You know, the multiplier isn't huge here, but if he has this A3 passive, and he has this top tier attack, it's going to be busted even if this multiplier, the 160, is a little low. And then he gets to take advantage of his own utility, but you know, obviously he'll be great as a support unit if you got an even better DPS with a crazy multiplier. And then the second Elemental Pursuit Debris we've seen, this is insanely good as well. So if you're really lacking in light, you know, like, and have the resources to pour into it, you'll have something really nice here. But, you know, we just got to keep in mind upcoming limited banners. We just don't know. And if this is the precedent that's being set, like every new unit is just so good, then, you know, maybe you won't be missing out. Anyway, let's look at the weapon here. We have a really nice, for a one-hand sword, that's a really nice attack value. HP pretty high for this type of weapon. And then we have, let's see here, a defense buff on a 15-second skill. Kind of interesting, but then this, a pursuit buff to party, 15%, and that's very strong skill. We love all of the other weapons that have that. So yeah, 73 hits. So this is not the weapon you want to bring to do damage, but incredible support because of this skill. But it has to be a one-hand sword user using it, and in Subjugation, you can really run into trouble giving your support units the right type of weapon. So, you know, that's why I was mentioning before, like, you know, it would be awesome to have this on him. Maybe you just have him as a DPS, but then you run into the problem that these skills do not lend well to being the devoted DPS unit in your wave. So, could be good in Fateboard though. I think that would be fine if Vapeboard would bring it as the main. Okay, so everything here is top tier. Let's look at the rest of the banner here. So now we have a really nice light fist here with, again, like really nice values. Pretty high attack, pretty high HP, which is like, traditionally that's very high, 30, but you know, lately we've seen some 40s and 50s. So really nice balance. And then an EX skill, 23 seconds, 100%, 5 hits. But you have to be a fist user to get that buff. And then one of these longer Bold Vigor skills, 26 seconds, another 100% multiplier, 4 hits, and then it's only 4, but you get 60% if you have max HP. You get that Bold Vigor multiplier on this skill. It's very high. And then you also have it in this passive, 30% dynamic, so I have to have 100% so you get the full 30, and then Lucid Boon, so this will always be a great sub-weapon, and of course for your Bold Vigor attackers and subjugation mainly, and a good main hand. Problem is, usually if you're using like a fist user, it might be Fest Fio in Wave 2, and that's a caged Vigor strat. So I wouldn't use it there. But I'm just trying to think who I might want to put it on. I don't know. I think for now it's best as a sub-weapon. Definitely no Fist Bold Vigor attackers that are light themed. Okay, so here we go. You see 40, very high HP. And this is an interesting, like, kind of combined kit here we haven't seen. Because we have a 30%, 30-second Ripper, reduced defense. No, I read it wrong previously. So never mind what I just said. This is cool. Yeah, we have a lot of these. I bet it's a 20-20 weapon. Both skills are 20, yep. And there's a defense break and a crush. So yeah, we've seen that quite a bit. And then we have the old Boon Haste combo. Really useful support weapon. It's gonna help speed up your damage. Really good support in any PvE, really. And actually, I'm really curious to start trying 20-20 weapons in Arena now that we have the crazy haste. And that haste seems to affect longer skill cooldown times, more so than the shorter ones. Like, the shorter ones are still pretty much almost as short as they were. The difference isn't too much. There's still... And why I say that is because there's still time for like 2 auto attacks and a character skill before even the new shortened ones go off, and that was kind of the case before. And yeah, they are cooling down faster than before, but we're seeing, obviously the point has been made several times, EX weapon skills cooling down as fast as short, you know, the 15-16 skills were before. The EX skills being 23 seconds. So, you know, the drawback of the 20-20 skills, they always have like lower multipliers, but there was a certain, a really tough Arena player that was like using one of these 20-20 weapons, and it was still a scary team. So, I don't know. Not many people are doing it. But yeah, so should you pull? Well, like I said, this is top tier support if you're already like an endgame player and pushing for X in subjugation, then I think this is really going to help you get there. And if you're still kind of coming into your own and trying to get your first SSS plus, and you're not very filled in on light, then go ahead and try to get him A0. You know, it's just an awesome unit. And I'm at a point where I'm okay with my SSS plus low number scores. I'm fine with that for now. I got most of the weapons cleared out, and I don't really have any incentive to push for X myself. And I'm also doing just fine clearing Fateboard out. So that's why I think I'm gonna bail after my 30 YOLOs here. So if you're trying to save, that could be a reason for you to skip too, but you know, the point needs to be made that he's just so insanely good. It's a really, really good costume. But I think we're just gonna continue to see this. I don't think they're gonna fall off and get worse. I think it's just gonna, we've set the new bar, and now all the new units are gonna be hitting that bar or being really close to it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you pull for him? If you are, the best of luck to you. Thanks again for 1,000 subs. I made partner thanks to your support, so let's keep it going. If you like what you see here, like and sub. It all helps me grow, and share it with any friends that you think could benefit from it as well. Much appreciated. I'll see you in the next one.